Sherlock Holmes fans have been waiting for the third part of this series for years, right? However, we do not have much to share about the movie, but there are some words related to it in the industry, so we thought, why not talk about it? Therefore, in this video, we are going to talk about everything we know about Sherlock Holmes Part 3. Stay with us till the end of the video to know the unknown. Let's get started. People are looking forward to Sherlock Holmes 3, the next movie in the popular series starring Robert Downey Jr. as the famous detective Sherlock Holmes and Jude Law as his close friend Dr. John Watson. After Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, which came out in 2011, this movie will come out. Guy Ritchie directed the last two movies, which were both huge hits. They made more than $1 billion around the world, but it only cost $215 million to make. This huge amount of money made at the box office shows that Warner Brothers' Sherlock Holmes movies are a big draw. The series has been very popular and exciting, but it's been more than 10 years since the last movie. Fans have been looking forward to watching Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson's next journey. It was revealed that there would be a third movie after A Game of Shadows came out. However, the release date for Sherlock Holmes 3 has not been made public. In what many people call development hell, the movie has been stuck. This is what happens when a movie is late or has trouble getting made. Making Sherlock Holmes 3 has been a difficult task. The script has been worked on by many writers who are trying to make the story as interesting and fun as the others. Sherlock Holmes 3 is still being worked on, and we are hoping that it will live up to the high standards set by the first two movies. People are getting more and more excited about what the new story will consist of. Will there be a new, tough puzzle for Holmes and Watson to figure out? Will there be more exciting action scenes and smart talking? People are getting more and more excited about Sherlock Holmes 3, even though the plot is still a secret. There has not been much news about the much-anticipated third Sherlock Holmes movie lately, but the movie's producer, Downey, has some good news. She has been a big supporter of the project and has given fans some good news. She told everyone that the movie is still very much alive and a top goal for her team, but she does not have many specifics to share at this time. Downey stressed how important it is to find the right story, and they are working hard to make sure the next part is great. Along with this, there is also excitement about the spin-off series Young Sherlock, which is being made by Guy Ritchie right now. In this prequel, hero Fiennes Tiffin will play a young Sherlock Holmes. This will give fans a new look at the early years of the famous detective. These books will keep the Sherlock Holmes world interesting until the next big movie comes out. Downey said that, even though they don't have any new information to share for the time being, the idea is still very much alive in their hearts. He said that the group is always talking about what the best direction for the movie would be. When they see Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law together, the creators remember how great they were together as Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. People love seeing them together. It was made clear by Downey that they really want to work together again on the next movie, but they want to make sure it's for a great story that does the beloved characters credit. There is no doubt that everyone working on the next Sherlock Holmes movie wants it to live up to the large expectations. They are taking their time to make sure the story is both interesting and important. While fans may have to wait a little longer for official news, they can take comfort in the fact that the project is still very much alive and that fun things are happening behind the scenes. There's a lot to look forward to in the Sherlock Holmes series, with young Sherlock in the works and Downey Jr. still excited about the third movie. The news of Sherlock Holmes 3 came out in 2011, right after A Game of Shadows came out in theaters. Fans were excited, but the movie took a long time to move forward. There wasn't much news for years, and it looked like the project had stopped moving forward. Things finally got better in 2018, though, when it looked like Sherlock Holmes 3 was back on track. There was a big change in July 2019. The new movie was going to be directed by Dexter Fletcher, who also made Rush. People were excited to hear this because Fletcher had recently done very well and made a name for himself. Even so, the idea has not been followed up on much since then. Guy Ritchie directed the first two Sherlock Holmes movies. The change in director was never explained, so fans are still curious to know why the director changed. Warner Brothers also made a big move when they hired Chris Brancato, who helped make the hit show Narcos, to write the story for Sherlock Holmes 3. There was hope that the movie would come out in 2021, since Fleischer and Brancato were involved. Unfortunately, that release window didn't happen, mostly because of the COVID-19 pandemic, which slowed down everything around the world. The pandemic shut down the movie business and caused many projects, including Sherlock Holmes 3, to be pushed back or canceled. There has been no new information since then about when the movie might come out. Movie fans like us do not know what's going on with the project or if work has resumed on it. Because there have not been any updates on Sherlock Holmes 3, it's not clear what will happen with the movie or when it will finally come out in theaters. There was a big loose end in the story of the last movie, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows. Sherlock Holmes and his friend Dr. John Watson went up against Professor Moriarty, who was their enemy. Jared Harris's character, Moriarty, wanted to start a war in Europe, but Sherlock and Watson had to stop him. At the exciting end of the movie, Sherlock seems to give up a lot to beat Moriarty and save Watson and his new wife Mary. It looked like the end when Sherlock seemed to fall, but the movie cleverly showed that he lived through the fall and was fine. The twist makes it possible for there to be a third movie. Fans want to know what new adventures Sherlock and Watson will go on. Now that Sherlock is alive, there is a lot of room for new puzzles and stories. The movie doesn't have to stay true to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's original stories. In its place, it could try out new plots and problems while keeping the characters' personalities fresh. When it comes to Sherlock Holmes 3, the story is likely to keep up the practice of exciting mysteries. You and I can expect a story that puts Sherlock and Watson in real danger and tests how smart they are. The new movie could combine parts of Arthur Conan Doyle's stories with fresh new ideas. This mix of old and new could help bring the brand back to life and keep both old and new viewers interested. We still don't know the full cast or story of Sherlock Holmes 3, but it's clear that we have a lot to look forward to. There are thoughts of maybes, and they might still remain with Sherlock Holmes 3. But the sure shot thing for us loyal fans is that Robert Downey Jr. will likely play Sherlock Holmes again, and Jude Law will play Dr. John Watson. There will also be new and exciting puzzles. Putting together old-fashioned detective work with new twists could make for an interesting and renewed continuation of the series that everyone loves. We can't wait to see how Sherlock and Watson solve their next big case and what new adventures they will go on. As we have already waited for Sherlock Holmes 3, how long do you think it will take to get to the theaters? Share your views in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching the video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.